Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici. Welcome, my friends. My name is Vincenzo, and welcome to my channel. And the channel is Fountain Pen Therapy. Well, folks, I've got another beautiful, beautiful gem from Delta. My friend Nino Marino came through once again. I had originally contacted him with regard to, where to purchase this pen. When you originally launched it, I believe either on Facebook or one of his Instagram feeds. And I wrote to him and I said, Nino, where can I buy one? And he said, you know what, I'll send you one. You just be patient. And I was, and patience has paid off, folks. Delta, my favorite pen maker, hometown boy, bias, I guess you can call it. Anyway, stay tuned. Fountain Pen Therapy presents the Delta Reservoir ink tank. Check this out, guys. Okay, we are back with the pen. I hope you enjoyed that video introduction. Delta. It's Neapolitan pen maker, Nino Marino, my favorite pen maker. I was born in general area of Naples. I was born in a small town by the name of Sorrento. You may be familiar with it on the, going towards the Amalfitano coast. Beautiful, just a beautiful region in Italy. And beautiful pens come out of that Neapolitan region, including Leonardo, including Gioia, Maiora, Nettuno, Delta, all controlled by my friend Nino. And you know what? These are beautiful pens, a little more expensive. We move away from Chinese pens, but this pen in particular is very, very new in the sense that it has some innovation, and I'll show that to you in a minute. So the packaging is a little more spiffier, if you will. It's a little spiffy for Delta these days. Delta's kind of smaller version box. This is a bigger version box. It comes with an ink as well, with some ink. I guess that's what it can explain why. We'll get to this package in a second. This is just some information and a warranty. Delta does offer a limited lifetime warranty on their pens. There you have it, little card from Nino, saying that un forte abbraccio, just a great hug is the translation, signed by Nino. And here is that beautiful pen. It comes with ink, so we will remove the pen from its box. Just put aside the box for a second. We will get back to this little package in a second. So let's take a look at the outside of this pen first. First of all, just a beautiful chatoyant Italian not resident. I wish I was resident. Once again, resin. Very, very nice. Nice, cool purple. You know what, folks? I love purple. Purple, green, blue inks are among my favorite. I mean, I would add red to the collection of favorite inks, except that red, I realized, is a very, very damaging ink. I don't know why, but every time I put a red ink, and all kinds of red inks, into my pens, it has a tendency to crust up on me, and in certain cases also ruin the nib. So there must be something in that red ink. But purple is a little bit like red, so we got to be careful, in my view. But it's not as bad. But it's just a wonderful color on paper. It's vibrant. It gets my fountain pen therapy going. So why not? So here's the pen. It is that Dolce Vita mid-size kind of design, especially with the silver trimmings that we see here. They are solid silver or sterling silver. Beautiful finial. The Delta logo is on that medallion at the finial level. Fairly classic Dolce Vita look, as I like to call it. There you have it. No, it's not a piston filler. Is it a cartridge converter? I would say not. And we'll get to that in a second. Nice size pen. It's got some real nice heft to it. But again, let's take a look at that band. Very nice. That classic band with that clip, with the roller clip that Delta is now famous for. All the trimmings are very nicely, polished and inserted. Very well integrated in this pen. It's a quality pen, and it's a quality Italian pen. So there you have it. Some of my favorite pens are in this shape. Is it as big as the original Dolce Vita? Well, we'll take a look at that in a second. For the time being, let's see how many turns to reveal that nib. That's 1. So it's 1 1/4 turn, and it reveals. You have a choice of nibs. It's a number 6 steel Yowo nib. I've chosen, what did I choose on this? A broad. These days, probably my favorite Yowo nib has become broad. It used to be stub, but it's now broad. I find that broad gives me that juicy, wet, smooth writing experience that I could use both at the office and for a personal enjoyment. So there you have it, and it comes in all the sizes. In other words, extra fine, fine, medium, broad, 1.1, and then you got the extra fine flex, or the fine flex. So the whole gamut of Yowo number 6 steel nibs. There you have it. Now, does this open up? No. Here's what's special, or one of the things that's special about this pen, is this beautiful innovation that Delta's come up with. Take a look at that, folks. Isn't that gorgeous? That is the Reservoir, or the ink tank. So essentially, we've now got a huge reservoir. I believe there's 2 milliliters of ink that go in there. So you can combine that, and we'll get to that in a second. It then comes with a separate ink tank that you can carry around. So essentially, with one pen, you can carry around 4 mLs of ink. Plenty, if you're going on vacation or you don't want to carry out too many pens. When you look at the instructions, it's fairly simple. You basically unscrew here. Is it unscrew? Yeah, here we go. And you can fill it up. Okay, you can fill that up with a eyedropper, which we'll do in a second. And essentially you're done. And you can, of course, replace that with another reservoir that you have right here. So that's essentially it. It's as simple as all that. And what we'll do is we'll take a look at the comfort level of this pen before we ink it. It's very comfortable. Okay, it's a nice juicy pen, not too big. Typical Dolce Vita mid-size, in my view. Does it post? Well, now you don't have to worry about any piston filler because it's not a piston filler. I don't like to post my pens, but if you do, it is postable. Comfort, I would say. It just sits there nicely in the nook, so posts very nicely. It's a big pen when it's posted, but it's doable. It's comfortable to write with. So it's not a overly weighted sensation, if you will. It just kind of sits in the nook there really nicely. Why? I think because it's not long pen to begin with. So had this been a little bit longer and then you cap it, then you would have that back-weighted sensation, but it doesn't. I don't like to post my pens, so for me it makes no difference. But for those who absolutely insist, well, there you have it. Have we covered everything? Let's just check what's in here with my, where is my flashlight? Yeah, there's a step down there and it's perfectly sealed. There should not be any seal issues with these pens. There never really is. I mean, all pens do have a tendency after a while to dry up on you, but my sense is that these design pens from Delta, from experience, stay wet for quite a bit of time. So that should not be, at least that hasn't been my experience. Again, take a look at that beautiful kind of purplish cracked ice sort of resin. It does have an inscription. It says Reservoir, and it's 0185. It is a numbered edition. It has Delta Italy inscribed right there. And this is number 185. So there you have it. That's the pen, folks. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to ink up that Reservoir and with some very nice ink, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. We're going to do some comparisons. What do you say? Let's compare. I pulled out several Delta or Nino Marino branded pens, I should say. I have a sampling here of them. First of all, this is my Dolce Vita. Okay, so you can see the original Dolce Vita. You can see that it is a little bit longer than the subject pen, a little bit shorter than the DV2, Dolce Vita DV2. This is my Black Lex. This is my Amalfi Magnifica. And this is a Nettuno 1911. So you can see that it's somewhere in between. It's a nice size. And in terms of girth, it's a nice girthy pen, I would say to you. So those are the pens capped. Here are the pens uncapped. Of course, my Dolce Vita's got a number 8. It's got that beautiful number 8 18-karat gold nib. So it does have, it would be logically bigger. In terms of section, though, it is a little bit thicker. The Dolce Vita is a huge pen in terms of girth. And you could see where it's situated, compared to my two nibs here. These are Delta Fusion nibs, the original Delta Fusion nibs. Now maybe even can call them vintage. The Nettuno pen is almost the same size. So that gives you an idea of where it's situated. So those are the pens uncapped and unposted. Here are the pens posted. Now, they all post comfortably, and some of them, become huge pens, including the subject pen. But there you have it. They all post very nicely, and of course, you could see the very traditional, very elaborate bands that are being used either by the Nettuno or the Delta bands there, Delta brand, and the classic clips here on all the deltas. The roller ball. Actually, this one doesn't have one. This is just a round ball, my Lex. The rest have a roller, and neither does my Nettuno. But there you have it. Those are the pens posted. We will do some measurements and then go to the writing sample. Be right back. Okay, so we're back. In terms of the ink, here's the ink that I've chosen. It's the Yamabudo. I think this is going to be an excellent, excellent combination. I'll show you the ink swatch of this ink. Where is it? Here it is. Hiroshizuku Yamabudo. I think that's a nice combination. It is a darker purple, the pen is, but I've been wanting to use this ink for a while now, and I think it's a great combination. So we shall see. Now, you know, because you do fill it up like a eyedropper, in effect, it takes some time for the ink to get down. So we'll see how quickly it's done that, and we'll see if it's primed. In terms, and how quickly it took to get it primed. In terms of the notebook, I'm going to use my Tomoe River notepad from Nanami Paper, original Tomoe River paper, by the way, not Sanson. And we shall do a writing sample of this ink and this pen, more importantly. So let's see what this is all about. Wow. Delta Reservoir. Whew. Ink tank. Not a problem getting to the feed, I can tell you that much. That's typical broad. So the nib is a number 6 steel Yowo broad nib. I've got a feeling that they've done something to this nib because it is extra smooth. The ink is the Hiroshizuku Yama. Is it Yama or Yamo? No, it's Yama. Budo. Yeah. Let me tell you, folks. I mean, it is a broad nib, so. But really, I mean, with this ink, it is extra smooth, extra wet, without being necessarily a gusher. It's almost. In terms of fast writing, look at this, folks. I mean, just very, very consistent or constant in terms of flow. And does it do some reverse writing? Oh, yeah. Very soft and smooth. I would give it like a 10 on 10. And you know what? You're looking at a fine here. Yeah, fine line for reverse writing. Look at this. I mean, I've never seen such a very performing reverse line. Excellent. Very, very nice. So they must have done something to this nib. In terms of likes and dislikes, Okay. Likes? Well, I like the design of the DV. Now, is it déjà vu? Yeah, we've seen a lot of Deltas have that same design, but it's their design. So design, and if you're going to put an ink tank or a reservoir, this innovation, you should put it in kind of a flagship design pen. The materials are just excellent. I mean, you've got solid Italian resin, you've got sterling silver trimmings. The pen is put together with just, the quality that we're used to. So materials, the build quality. And you know what? The nib. It kind of, I've been complaining about Yowo nibs and, pens that are using Yowo nibs. Delta uses them, Esterbrook, we've got Edison, we've got Leonardo, and, and you wish that, you'd have more in-house nibs. I think that eventually Delta's going to get there. I mean, we have to thank Nino that he's managed to revive this beautiful brand. And, he's constantly coming out with new forms and new designs, as Delta is known for. And, I spoken to him when I interviewed him not last summer, but the summer before. And I said to him, you've got to do some work on in-house nibs. He told me, Vincenzo, it's very difficult. It's not easy. It's extremely expensive to get production going. But I got a sense that he's working on something, and maybe one day he will surprise us. And I look forward to that day, because the brand and the man deserve it. So there you have it. Dislikes. Look, I'm biased, folks. What can I tell you? I don't see any dislikes. Now, some people might say value. The pen is going for $300 US. So it's not a cheap pen, but you have a quality product, and that innovation, I think, is worth every penny. So in my view, thumbs up for this pen. I recommend it. If you can fit it into your budget, it's a beautiful pen. And you know what? With that reserve, I'm going to see how long it takes me. I'm going to maybe make this kind of a daily writer for a while. I'm just curious to see how long that reservoir will take me to empty out. It is a broad, so I'm going to get there quicker than if it was a fine. And this broad nib, folks, is just absolutely spectacular. So there you have it, folks. That's my gem. It is my anniversary today, my wedding anniversary. The day that June 29th is the day that I'm making this video. And you know what? I just bought myself a wedding anniversary gift. There you go. Why not? I mean, we can celebrate something, especially with a beautiful pen like this. Just absolutely gorgeous. Nino, grazie molto. Una bellissima penna. That Reservoir, Nino, is going to be a hit. We've got to figure out a way to put that Reservoir in the other pens. I don't know how we could do it, but you got to have it in other pens. Don't stop here. I think it's a great idea. It can fill a pen instead of these cartridge converters. It adds to the innovation. And thank you very, very much. There you have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed this review. Please subscribe, ring that bell. Tell me if you like these types of videos. If you like this video, what's your view on this? Please let me know. Greatly appreciated. And more importantly, let Nino know. I'm sure he's going to be watching this video. So, grazie ancora. Thank you very much, folks. Have a great week. Enjoy your pens. Lots of fountain pen therapy. Ciao.